So we are back with new movie. On the last movie I did show this micro FPV AIO setup with the battery. It's about 10 grams. That's very light. And now I will show what this will be for. So I did buy this. Let me put the camera a little bigger. That's a quite big box. So in one of the comments for my movies, one person, sorry I don't forget and don't remember the nickname, did suggest me to buy a airplane, RC airplane, and especially a RC electric glider. I did told him that where I live there are little bigger winds, and also I'm sure that I will crash it on the first flight. That's the most people do when they buy a first airplane, that it's most expensive and most hard to pilot. But I did check what did he suggested me. It's another hard name, Zorg. Sorry, but this is getting a little harder to read each model. It's a ZHCHORC toys. So Zurchich. Sorry, I just can't read it. It's too difficult. But it's a electric glider. It's a RTRDI kit, just because it's not assembled, just to get this box in this small size. It's a Predator, the spy plane that the military use, and the most interesting part that there is a gyro. So I will just show it in the minute. It's look like this. There are two motors you can put on the landing gear, but that's depend from you. So here is the two very funny things, because it's a RTF and DI in the same time. It's a little frustrating. I don't think any of this information will be interesting. I still cannot find. So it doesn't need any tools. It's not water. I think it doesn't need any tools. Not waterproof. Can't hit the electric wires. And I have no idea what this means. Okay, so I will open it on this side, take it out, and I will assemble it and show you what do we get. Okay, everything is out. Let me spread the parts a little bit. Okay, first the manual instruction. Gladly there is a English version also. That's something new in last days. So this machine, let me show you the wings, have two motors. There are no rudders or no flaps or anything like that. It just use the motors to lift the front. The front is very heavy on this one, so you need to add weight on the back. And how it works, it's always trying to go down, and the gyro detect that, turn on or add some more speed on the motors, and the glider is going back up. So if you leave it as is, it will automatically start to climb again. So okay, that's all for the instruction. And let's see the remote. I did not see the remote, I did not take it out. So only no sides, only the left and right, up and down. So as I said, if you give it more power, it will go up, and if you push down, it will start to fall down. And of course the left right, because the two motors are separately controlled. So if you push it to the left motor will increase the power and turn the airplane, and it will start to turn. I have no idea why. Oh wait, this one is fake, this one is fake, and this one is fake. So only the, not the trigger, the I forget how they call it, the trimming for the left and right. Of course it's not needed for this. There is button in here, interesting. Let me see the manual. What the buttons do? They are fake. So that's the high speed and the low speed. That's quite nice. And that's the lighting control. This airplane have any lights? No, I don't think so. Okay, so there are two plugs for the lights, I think. How to say, because there are no label. The battery, blah blah blah. I can take it out, and doesn't need to work on it. So I have no idea. I see a minus, a plus. I think that's for the lights. I see some resistors next to it. So yes, there is one next to it. So I think this is the connection for the lights. Maybe the board is universal, or there is a version with the lights. I just doesn't need it, so that's not interesting for me. Okay, so let's put this to the side. I think there are 4 batteries for it, so I will check that later. There is a gyro. Yes, it's under the board. There is a gyro, so battery connection. There is a 1S battery that barely fits inside. You have the battery cover in here, so you doesn't need to open it again and again. There is a on-off switch on the downside, and the LED for the power indicator. So here are the wings. Let me flip it upside down. Yes, the wings are actually, I think that's the front, or the yes, that's the back. So the propellers are on the back. Here are the connection. Of course the both have the same colors of the plugs, so it's very easy to connect that. Let me put that to the side. Here's the main body. I have no idea why they put this. I think that's for the stabilize the flight just in this direction, because the tail doesn't have that part. So this part is very heavy, as you can see. It's somewhere in here is the center, so that part is very heavy, and that keeps the plane down. And I would like to, maybe I can get something out of it, or just burn it, not burning, I'll just get something out of it, but I will add battery on the second battery on the back. And of course the tail have also a plastic part, like in here. There is one from the with the bolt, one on the top that holds the wings, and one plastic same in here that holds the tail. And we also get that's the first package. We get a landing gear. I will not use it. I wonder what's the weight of this landing gear, how much I can reduce it. I don't know if I can, if I have a ability to. I don't think I can. Wait, maybe like this. No, I don't think I can measure that. I will need something heavy to hold it, maybe like this. And now push it on it like this and like this. So that's a 2.3 or 2.9 grams, so that's roughly 3 grams. But I will not use it because I don't need landing gear. I will land on the grass, so that's not important for me. Here is the top for the plane that holds the wings, and there is a second box. A screwdriver, that's nice. Not always they all factories give and that. Here is the standard cheap USB charger, like always. 2 propellers and something I have no idea what it is. What in the hell is this? Wait, manual. What in the hell is that part? Maybe it's a weight or something like that. Actually, I have no idea what this part is. I don't see it anywhere. The wings assembly. Maybe that's for the taking out the plugs. Or taking out the gear. Okay, so if someone knows what this part do, I will be happy to know that. Maybe it's a locking, like the planes have to not run out. I have no idea, but I don't think I will need that. Okay, so also the screws, the 6 screws, yeah, 6 screws, 2 for the rear part, if I remember, 3 for the main part. And of course a LiPo. It's a 1S 450 milliamps. So the description on the side say that this glider can work about 20 minutes on this battery, because this motor doesn't get too much current. So with the camera I think that will be about 15 minutes or 10 minutes, but that's okay for me. And of course 2 spare propellers. Yes, it's A and B, so it's a standard I think for the smaller drones, so you can always get a spare one. Oh, it's left, right, even market. Okay, so let me rest the camera before it will turn off, and we will start the assembly. Okay, so now about the assembly. And this glider is a little big. I don't know if I will keep the work in the camera. So the first thing is to put inside the wings. I will just take out the board. I will put on the the wing. And now I will connect the cables. It's more easy this way because you can much more easy see what you connect where and just stuff the electronic back when it's connected. So here, oops, bending the wrong way. You cannot connect it wrong, so that's not a big deal. Okay, so this one can go now aside. Now I need to flip it like this. Now goes this part, so to see it's like this with the wider part to the rear as I see, and that just clips in here. Now again on the back, let me take out the screws. I can also tell you that this glider is very cheap. For this price I did search the information, some videos about people flying, and that's one of the best starting airplanes that you can get. So it's not expensive, but it's a really great machine for kids or just to start flying and not buy a expensive airplane that will crash on the first flight. I need to rotate it like this. I did hear from the friend that his uncle buy a airplane, a bigger one, and just crash it on the first flight. And I can already tell you why. Why do that? Just buy something cheaper, learn to fly, and then buy something better. I know the training airplanes that allow to learn also to fly, but like on the drones, it's much more better to buy something cheaper and just learn to fly on that. Oh, the screws are a little long. As you can see, I have much problem to fit that in the camera. Okay, now the tail. Tail cannot be put in the wrong way. There is a key on the downside. Oh. I will not disassemble it to store it. I will get a transparent bag and hang it on the wall, just to not disassemble and assemble it back each time I want to fly, and just keep it in the one piece always. That's better for me because these screws can wear out after time, and I just don't want that. Also, I will not be able to put it in the box with the camera, with the FPV setup, so I just wanted to have it in one piece. Okay, so they give you one extra screw. That's nice, because if you lost it, it will always be one spare. Now about the landing gear. One goes in here if I understand right, and the second one that I did throw somewhere, oh, here it is, and the second one goes in here like this. So I will not use it. Sometimes it's more easy to start from the ground, because not always you can throw it and just fly it like you want. And here is the airplane ready. I would like to turn it on and see how the motors will work, and it will it react to the gyro. So let me, it may be a bit hard to get the cable. Yes, I know that the battery is very tight fit inside. I did see that when I first time open this airplane because the battery is already inside, and wow, that's very tight fit inside. I also don't know if I will be able to fit the plug back inside. Why they did put the big battery and so much less space? So I think the easy way is to put the plug first. Let me try to rotate it. So how do they put that inside? I think it's okay. Nope. Oh yeah. So first goes the plug and then goes the battery. So let me put the batteries in the remote. No, there are no screws, so the spare screw is for the receiver, for the transmitter. Okay, one. Yes, I have about 18 analog batteries, rechargeable, because Felium bolts need 6 for one bolt. So I have many. Okay, throttle down. It beeps. Also up, down like always. Oh, I can hear, I can feel a small force. I will try to. So it is trying to go to the front. I cannot put it on the desk because that will of course hit the propellers. So the turning works. Let me push a little bit. So it is reacting to the movement. Of course, the steering works. I think I will like this one. Now I may not show this on the camera. But I first need to find it on the desk. But I will mount the camera somewhere in here probably, and mount the battery somewhere in here. Now that's it's not about finding the place that you like, because I will also mount it in here just to have it on the front, but this one gets a bit hard, so I will need to use a masking tape, not masking tape, the Kapton tape to isolate the temperature, also a hot glue to glue it. I will mount it somewhere like this, and I will need to find the gravity center, because now the gravity center is about, let me see that, it's somewhere about here where is the top of the wings, and that's the gravity center. And I know that the front is heavy, and I will need to search on the internet, learn a little bit just to see where the gravity center should be, and match that with the camera and the spare battery, because with the second battery, let's say on the full back, the gravity center is moved about to the middle, so if I put the camera on the front, sorry, my finger shakes. So as you can see, a little bit to the back, a little bit to the front is changing completely the battery moved. It's changing completely the dimension on the weight of the plane. Let me move it a little back. That's about a 1 millimeter movement, so I need to check that. Sorry, I will not show how this glider fly yet, because I don't have my FPV receiver that I did order. I have a Yashin DVR, but that one doesn't really like the PAL system camera. It's make it a little narrow, but I will still use that as a spare DVR, and then I will be able to fly this plane and still record what the camera see. So in this moment, that's all I can show you for now. I will try to find a place on the somewhere on my wall just to keep it in there, and I already can tell you that's a great toy. It is a toy, but it's a well designed, well made, well manufactured toy. That's I did see a movies about it. I did see how this thing fly. Sometimes it's a bit hard to start, but I think that's just you get to hang of it after a few throws. I think that's just about adding some throttle and just throwing it there and trying to correct that with the throttle. I need to learn that. I will need to find a video about it, and I still again need to find the center of the plane and just balance it with the second battery for the FPV. I will probably put a small velcro on under it just to glue it somewhere in the place, and use hot glue to glue the camera, but first put a Kapton tape to isolate from the heat of the camera, because this AIO is getting quite hot. Okay, so that's all for now. I will put the link in the description. I really suggest to buy it because it's really nice toy. It's not expensive. The AIO is also not expensive. It's cheaper than the plane itself. The shipping is also not expensive because the package is really small. But I always wanted some plane, but I did afraid I will crash it. But with this one, I don't think I can crash anything because it's not much to destroy in this one. So that's all for now.